That's good. Yeah. It's all set up. Morning, Facebook. Ben Barry's head.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Look at all these smiley, happy faces. I love it. What's this guy doing? Beer pong champion of the world? Okay. All right, let's get this thing going. First of all, I'd like to congratulate our new hire training class. All 7 of them passed their test with flying colors yesterday. They will all be on the floor this morning taking ups and working towards their future in the car business. So congratulations. Golly, this room's getting thick and we get more and more people. Also, I am so happy that Evan and Josue and Joel and Lauren Dawson and Cyprian and Adam Lynch. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. We had a lot of people kind of on vacation this week, and you guys were greatly missed. I will tell you that. Hands down, greatly missed. So I like, as you guys know, I typically like to start all of these meetings with reviews. And so we are going to start with this one, right here. This one says, Mr. Cummins and Mr. Cummins, Mr. and Mr. Cummins, I was in the market for a new vehicle. I came to your place about 2 weeks ago. I went into the big room with all the round tables and laptops. There were people at some of the tables. Some tables just had one person looking at a laptop, and some tables only had closed laptops on them. This guy likes laptops. I walked from one side of the room to the other side of the room, turned around and walked back. I stopped and looked around and walked out. No one in the big room, not with a customer, bothered to approach me and ask me if they could assist me in any way. Mr. Cummins and Mr. Cummins, I have purchased multiple vehicles from your location and have repair work performed on all of them there. It will be hard for me to rather go to Paris for a Dan Cummins deal after this treatment. Is this the way you and your salespeople do business now? I do not know how customers with vehicle problems will be treated from now on. It will take one hell of a deal for me to purchase from you again. So that was a letter that was sent to Mr. and Mr. Cummins as of recent, and something that I wanted to address. I got that letter this week. Also this week we had a couple deals. We had an Amy Foster deal that we didn't follow through with and take care of from a management standpoint. I had a Nathan Hill issue that didn't get resolved correctly. We had a black Grand Prix that's been sitting over there wrecked by the car wash for quite a while. Then I had a training class that I sent out with all of my heavy hitters, all of my top salespeople. I had my training class go along with them, and then when they went through yesterday and showed me how we sell cars here at Dan Cummins, I have to admit that I was not thrilled with their performance. Not their individual performance, but the way they were taught the shortcuts and the way to do things here at the dealership. What's that? So, to top it off, we had a couple little scraps. We had some people yelling at other people and people fighting with other people and people pointing fingers at other people and all kinds of blame games going on, including sometimes myself pointing the fingers and the blame. And so I wanted to talk about it this morning because I think it's important that everybody understand something about this dealership. We are an elite dealership now, okay? We're one of the top dealers in the country, in the United States of America. But with that said, I was talking to some of the new hires about this yesterday. We are still just babies. We're still just babies, if you think about it. How long have we been an 800 car a month store?
2 months.
This will be our 3rd month. We are 90 days into being an 800 car a month store. Just babies, right? We haven't done this a long time. We're not absolute pros at it. We still got a lot to learn. Josh Cummins says we're B- students. That's what he says. We used to be C students. He used to tell me all the time we were C students. He upgraded us to a B- as of recent. But we still got a long way to go, right? So as we're growing, and as those of you who know me and have been here a long time, we've made changes, and what follows change? It's on your wrist. I know it's early this morning, but most of you got the bracelet. After we change, we struggle a little bit, right? So we are struggling a little bit, and through that struggle, we'll have our growth. Which, as you can see, we're already kind of growing that way because we've had our struggles with the lot. We're growing as far as adding personnel to kind of help take care of some of this stuff. And on the other side of growth will be success. While we're going through this process, it's so important, so important that we do not forget the basics of what got us to where we are right now. See, the big problem that I kind of ran into is currently our process in this dealership goes like this. Customer gets through to our BDC. BDC does a phenomenal job. They have 60 plus appointments set for you today. That'll be 80, 90, 100. By the end of the day, we're going to sell 80 cars. I get that. Doing a great job. BDC, they're getting them in. Once the customer gets here, let's put ourselves in their place real quick. I'm the customer. I've been looking at my computer screen. I've been searching vehicles all over the United States or within my little area. Depends on how I am. I've been searching, and then I ended up on Dan Cummins' website because we've spent a lot of money to make sure that that happens, right? So I ended up on Dan Cummins' website, and I looked through all of the vehicles online, and I thought, well, maybe I want to look at this one, and maybe I want to look at this one. So then after that, I realized that Paris, Kentucky's quite a ways away from me. Jordan Stanfield. I realized Paris, Kentucky's quite a ways away from me. And I also realized that I pretty much hate car dealerships, right? I pretty much hate them. They've got a bad rep. For a long time, they were ripping people off, lying, cheating, and stealing. So I look at the reviews. I see that this is supposedly a good dealership. Supposedly they do things the right way. I talk to my wife. We decide we're going to go drive an hour and a half or 2 hours to Dan Cummins so that we can actually look at some cars. We're tired of looking at them on the computer screen. We want to touch some vehicles. We want to drive them. We want to feel them. We want to buy one. So we get in the car. We drive down to the dealership. We get here. We look around. It's kind of chaotic out on the lot, right? We got to find a parking spot. So we find a parking spot. We're eagerly anticipating the sales guy that's about to come up to us. Who's he going to be? What's he going to be like? We make it in. We walk past a bunch of people looking at their laptops. Finally, somebody acknowledges us. Do you need help? It's usually me or Robbie or one of us because you guys are busy. I get it. So we acknowledge them. Do you need some help? They say you need some help. And then I turn to you guys and I say, can you help them? And your response is half the time, no. No, I've got a guy who's going to be here in 10 minutes. I'm running a deposit right now. I got to make this phone call. That's the response that I'm getting from you in front of the customer half the time. So now they're like, wow, I just drove all this way. I got here. These guys are pretty much just a volume store. They're a little bit too busy. They may not even acknowledge me. They're a little bit too busy. When they do acknowledge me, they don't seem really excited to sell me something. So then what's our next step? Hey, Mr. Customer, I'm glad you're here. What can I do for you? Well, I want to look at Toyota Camrys. Okay, Mr. Customer, great, come on over here. We sit them down in a chair and we put them in front of what? A freaking computer screen. They're done looking at computer screens, man. They've already done that. They want to look at some cars. They want to look at cars. And I know it's a big lot. I know it. And Brent and I are working hard to try to get this thing organized for you guys with the new lot, because that's part of the problem. That's my fault. We haven't had a good enough system out there where you can just grab somebody and go and know which direction you're going. I get that. So what we've done as a crutch is we sit the customer down, we put them in front of a computer screen, we find the vehicle that they think they want to look at, we leave them sitting there while we go to the key machine, we leave them sitting there while we go out to that field over there, find the car that they're looking for, we pull it up over here, and how long has it been since the customer got here? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes if you had to jump start it, right? So they've already been here all this time, and all that energy and all that momentum that they had when they came in here to buy a car, it's just stalled out, man. It's stalled out. Back when we were slow, which it's weird, we feel slow right now some days, even though we're pacing 1,005 cars this month. But when we were slow and a customer walked onto this lot, golly, they got the VIP treatment. Just like they would when they walked into our house. Oh my gosh, we're so glad you're here. Let me show you our facility. Let me show you what we got. Let me walk you around. Let me give you a tour. Is that what you do when somebody comes to your house? Do you just walk them in, sit them in front of the TV screen, say, I'll be back in half an hour? Is that what you do the first time a friend comes to visit? Heck no, man. We show them the place. We show them the house. We show them our big screen TV and the new couches that we just bought. Our wife goes frantic, making sure the place is clean, making sure everything's where it's supposed to be. And then we entertain, man. We put on a show. That's what we've got to be doing here. We have to. We don't have a choice. We are an elite dealership now. One of the top in the country. There is an expectation level that is far beyond anything we've ever had before. When these customers get here, they must be greeted with enthusiasm. We must treat them as the valued person that they are. We got to take them out there on the lot, and I understand it's big and there's a lot going on. And if they have a specific vehicle they want to look at, that's understandable. That's got to happen. The BDC has set you up to where that is going to happen. So what we need to be doing is we got to walk them in. We got to welcome them in, and we got to walk them by the Starbucks machine and offer them a drink, offer them a snack. We got to show them where the bathroom is because they just drove 2 hours to get here, right? Walk them back to that freaking key machine. What do you think a customer is going to say if they see your big, bad boy, $70,000 key machine? They're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is how you guys keep track of all your keys? It's crazy. And there's going to be a line of 6 people back there waiting for a key, right? Yeah. So you're going to have an opportunity to talk to them, build the excitement. Now they're going, man, what is going on? This place has got Starbucks. There's people everywhere. They got a freaking machine. They're going to go and tell their friends, they got this machine. They typed it in. They could see all the vehicles I wanted to look at. Then take them out there, man. There's 1,100, 1,200 cars on the ground, 1,400 in inventory, but there's 1,100, 1,200 cars out there. You got to show it to them. Then they know they're in the right place. They know they're where they're supposed to be. That way when we get back in here and we sell them a car and they go home, instead of getting a letter like Josh did that is blocked by virus protection, instead of getting that letter, then instead we get these kind of reviews. Johnson was awesome, finding us the perfect car. Highly recommend to everyone. They had sold the vehicle I originally went there for a few hours before I got there, but they still put me in a nice ride. Thanks to Luis Hernandez. Great experience at Dan Cummins from Johnson Garrison. Got me exactly what I needed. Went above and beyond to make sure it was the car I wanted. Great experience and a great price. Very highly recommended. Those are the kind of reviews we get when we do it right, but we have to do it right all the time for everybody. We can't just do it right for the guy that's going to be here in 20 minutes and ignore the guy that's in the showroom right now. It doesn't work. Now, as we continue to change and we struggle, we have to remember something, okay? I had one salesperson upset, cussing, yelling, mad at detail because his vehicle didn't get detailed in time. I had detailers cussing, yelling, mad because they got cussed and yelled and people were mad towards them. I've just had multiple issues this week. I've had issues with photo guys and lot guys and Josh Cummins and managers, and we've just had a lot of struggles. And what I've realized is there's a lot of pointing fingers. I gave it to him 3 hours ago. He should have got it done. Okay, did you check on it 30 minutes later? Did you check on it an hour after that? Did you make sure for your customer you were going to give them the VIP treatment? Or what were you doing, eating breakfast? Those are questions I can ask. So-and-so's blaming this guy, so-and-so's blaming this guy, I'm blaming this guy. Everybody's pointing blame in every single direction. And what I've come to realize rather quickly is we don't have time for that. We just don't. You guys are freaking swamped, man. You guys are covered up. We're going to sell 1,000 cars this month. We do not have time to point blame in any direction ever. Danny, what do you need? No. We just don't have time. What we do have time to do is take action. Take action, fix it, solve it. Because the right question in this store is not whose fault was it. The right question is, how do we fix it? I have to remind myself of this. When I leave this room this morning, the part of the reason I record these videos is I'll go downstairs and you'll notice I'm watching them. And it's not because I'm an egomaniac, like some of you might think. It's because I got to talk to myself through this stuff, man. This is all new for me. I've only been the general sales manager of an 800 car a month store for 90 days. And all of a sudden I'm going to be the general sales manager of a 1,000 car a month store. So I'm learning, man. I got to learn, and I got to remind myself that it's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault, and I know that because nobody in this dealership is intentionally doing anything wrong. Fault usually falls in line with intention. Nobody in here is doing anything purposely wrong. It's nobody's fault. Stuff's going to happen. We're struggling. We're in a struggle process. But let's think about this real quick. At the end of this month, we're going to have a little over 7,200 cars sold. Based on what you guys have done so far, predicting the future a little bit, we should be at 7,200 cars, which means we'll be at 7,500 cars 1 week into October. Last year, we sold 7,500 cars for the year. So we're 3 months ahead of schedule, right? Now, last year, we sold 7,500 cars, and we didn't have land over there. We didn't have this training room that we are standing in. We didn't have anywhere near the inventory that we had. We didn't have the amount of employees that we had. And we thought we were busy last year. We've managed to surpass that and do what we did in 12 months last year in 9 months this year. It's incredible. So it's all new, and we're all babies. But the formula that we have put in place in this dealership that has worked to get us to where we're at is 3 parts. Real simple, right? First of all, we hire, employ, and we are great people. First and foremost. Everyone in this room, great people. Is there anyone in the room who thinks you're not a great person? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you think that the way you've lived your life with such tyranny, you deserve to walk the planks of hell. Anybody in here feel that way? Raise your hand if you think the guy sitting next to you deserves one. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Great people, okay? We hire great people. We only employ great people. We are great people. That's the first part of the formula, has been. That's what got us to where we are right now. So when something goes wrong, or somebody doesn't necessarily complete the job, or somebody doesn't do the action that we need them to do, we have to remember that they're still great people. And we can't treat them like anything else but that. Can't point fingers, we can't lay blame. All we can do is lift each other up, pick each other up, and say, hey man, you fell down on that one, but I'm here for you. I'm going to help you fix it. We'll take care of it. Let's grow together. So great people, number one, part of the formula. We've been doing it. I just hired 7 more. We just got 7 more. We actually got another lady coming in the BDC that's going to be strong as death. We're starting to attract. We're starting to attract great people. One of the ladies that we just hired, the reason she heard about us and the reason that she's here, this girl's got 21 years experience, okay? This girl's strong. And the reason that she's here is because her 17-year-old sons and her 22-year-old son told her that Dan Cummins Chevrolet is the place to work. She lives in Harrodsburg. She's been with the same company 21 years. She was kind of getting flat in her current position, and her kids were rooting for us. Neither one of them has ever worked here. They've just heard about this place. They've heard about what a great place it is, and they're starting to spread the word. So we're starting to hire good, we already have good people, but we're attracting more good people. So treat everybody that way. Second part of the equation, simple, great service, right? We offer great service every time, all the time, no matter how busy we get, no matter how much we grow, we have to do it. We have to. Please understand, okay, we have this set up a certain way. I want each of you to sell 22 cars a month, right? 1 car a day every day that you're here. That's how it's set up. You sell more, you do great. You sell less, you're going to struggle. But it's set up. It's set up for you to sell 1 car a day every time you're here. That's the equation. That's the math. You guys can do the math and you'll figure it out. That's why I have as many salespeople as I have. But if we can't get it done, if we can't get every customer greeted within 10 feet of us, if we can't avoid those letters, if we can't do it, then I have to change my equation. I got to throw 20 more sales guys on the floor. Now everybody's set up to sell 12 cars a month. Anybody want to be a 12-car guy? It doesn't work for what we're trying to build, so I need your help. I need you to offer great service every single time to every single customer. We got to watch that lot out there. We got to make sure that they're taken care of. All it takes is one. John Hinkson just went to training. Anthony Farabee just went to training. They talked about compliance, right? They talked about compliance and making sure we do things the right way. And they talked about how all it takes is one. One person to be mistreated, one person to feel like they were taken advantage of, one person to feel like they were lied to, or that we don't care about them, and all they got to do is start making noise. They make enough noise, we can all go to a group interview somewhere else. The people outside this building have the power to allow us to achieve our goals, and they also have the power to shut us down. We have to do things the right way. All the time, every single customer, no matter what, we have to. If we want to keep this going, because everybody says they like it here, we have to. So great people, we employ them, we attract them. Great service, we take care of every customer all the time. No matter what, we take action, we take care of them, period. Right now, power of now, not later. Later in this store never happens. It just never happens. We're so freaking busy, man. If I say I want to do something later, golly. Between now and later, I'm going to talk to 57 people. And I'm going to forget. I just do. I'm working on that. I'm writing it down in my goal book. I'm organized. I'm efficient. I'm organized and I'm efficient. I do things now. Right now. It's the only way to do it, man. We got to do it right now. Great people, great service, and what's the last part? Great deals, right? We got to have great deals. Ain't nobody driving out here without any great deals. Remember those 2 days right after Labor Day when we didn't have new car prices up? Everything was at sticker. How many customers came in here and bought new cars those 2 days? Freaking zero, man. I don't care how good you are. If you don't have a good price, they're not going to drive 3 hours for a new car. We might get them in here on a used car, but they're not going to drive 3 hours on a new car for a sticker. So we got to have great prices, right? My buddy Jason, when you guys see him next, give him a hug. He's scared to death right now. We got more new car inventory than we've ever had. He just took on that role, what, 6 months ago? Could you imagine being Jason Barnett right now? You take a position where it's your job to manage the new car inventory. Then you get all the inventory you can, and people are like, good job, man, you're getting lots of cars, we're selling more new cars, awesome. Then you turn around 6 months later, and there's like 800 new cars on the lot. You got 50 Encores and Sonics, and there's Corvettes freaking everywhere. He's freaking out, man. He is freaking out right now. He's been doing a phenomenal job, but he's got a lot of pressure on him. So give him a hug, pick him up, and help him out by selling some of this stuff. He's got it priced incredibly aggressively this weekend. I already saw it yesterday. Yesterday we sold 16 new cars. 14 new cars, sorry. We sold 14 new cars and we didn't make any money at all. None. You guys did. Mike Brown. But yeah, we've got to have the great prices out there, man. We got to stay competitive. We got to continue to advertise. We got to do the right thing, and we got to be the right. We got to have the right people in place. And you guys are the right people. I believe that. You are the right people. Mike's moving slowly. Whenever you're ready there, bud. We'll wait. I'm just kidding, Mike. I love you. Great people, great service, great deals. That's who we are, every time. So, 10-foot rule. Can you follow it, please? Just say hi to everybody. Just say hi. I know you're busy. Robbie Nash, he's had to do 69 tests in the last 3 days. 79 tests in the last 3 days. He blames us. We blame him. We point fingers. Now we're done blaming each other, and he's just getting it done, right? So he's getting it done, and it's tough, and you've seen him with his headphones on over there for the last 2 days. And I appreciate you getting it done because it matters to the store tremendously. But you got to look up. You got to say hi. People within 10 feet. Luis, I apologize for screaming at you the other day. We got to say hi to every single one of them every day. Javen Young, where's he at? Vacation. Oh yeah, he's on his vacation. I screamed at Javen on Thursday, his day off. He was in here on his day off, and a customer made it past him. I screamed at him. What are you doing? 10-foot rule. He's like, dude, I'm off today. I'm like, I don't care. You gotta greet the customer, man. We gotta take care of them. Okay? So I know it gets a little intense, and I know we all get busy and our heads get down, and I ask so much out of you guys. But I need you to understand, if we want to keep it like this, and we want to keep growing, and you guys still want to have the opportunity to sell 22 cars every single month, then we got to take care of the customer, and we just got to get it done. We don't have time to point fingers. We don't have time to blame anybody. We just got to lift each other up, help each other out, and get it done. Fair enough? All right, let's get to work. Welcome back, my man. Lots of appointments today, lots of opportunities, new hires, glad to get them. Ready to go out there and do it, man? Good. Good morning. How are you? I'm good. Go out there and have a great day today. Jeremy Linden, you guys are having a good month. You guys are having a good month. Oh, yeah, you guys are killing it. All right, Facebook, I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys tuning in this morning. I hope you have a big weekend. We will always let you come on inside Dan Cummins and take a look at what we're doing. We're growing. We are, oh, well, thank you so much. That's my cousin. What's up, cuz? I can't, man, you guys need to get down here. I need to see you. I need to see you. I need to hug your face, and we need to make that happen. You need to come down here. Hey, Brandy. But yeah, seriously, man, we're trying hard. We're changing things constantly. We struggle a little bit, but we will continue to grow and try to be successful. We are on a mission to eradicate the negative stigmas associated with the car business. And the way that we can do that is I'm going to let you take a peek inside what we talk about every Saturday. Good morning, Stacy. So feel free, man, guys, share this video. Let everybody know. Dan Cummins Chevrolet, Paris, Kentucky. It's the place to go. 1,400 cars in inventory. We're going to sell 1,000 cars this month. You, our customers, every single one of you, matter so much to us. Me specifically, just you mean so much to me, and I know my team feels the same way. So hope you guys have a big weekend. Hope you're killing it, whatever you're doing. Go out there and attack it, and just remember that it's all about the customer. That's all that matters. Take care of people, and they'll take care of you. See you guys later.